Hey everybody, and welcome to What Freedom Thinks. And first of all, I would like to say thank you for anyone that may be watching, anyone that chose to subscribe. I would like to thank you for that. And also, I would like to beg your pardon for having been so inconsistent because I have been. I've been inconsistent and I've been having moments, chick moments, psycho moments, psycho black chick moments, Taurus moments, mental health moments, moments. And in those moments, things happen. A lot of strange things happen. I don't know. I've been analyzing a lot of things in my life, and I've reached a conclusion that you really are able to fathom a reality that happens in your mind. If it's happening in your mind, it's really happening to you. It doesn't matter what's going on outside around you. I don't care what people try to tell you. People try to tell you, oh, you know, borderline schizophrenic. They tell you all kinds of stuff. And they say, here, drop this. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Other people say, girl, they ain't nothing but the devil. Anyhow, moments, cancer moments, spiritual moments, consistent moments that are sustaining, and those are the ones in the presence and acknowledgement of the reality of the Most High. Definitely the whole saving situation. I mean, I cannot even imagine what real crazy people would do if there was no God or they didn't believe. Oh my Lord, can you imagine? I hope not. Anyway, I want to get back to that, and then I'm going to get back to something else. If it's happening in your mind, it's really happening to you. Just like, you know how when you are in a dream and you'd be like so glad you woke up sometimes because you are actually having that experience. And anyway, I've been away for a while, and now I'm back. And so what I did while I was in the midst of being away was got rid of the previous videos that I'd put up. This is gonna make me look so bad. Oh well, this is it. I took down the previous videos that had done a lot of explaining about a lot of things. So I'm going to try doing that over again this evening. Let me take these glasses off. This evening, and seeing if I can like maybe bring bring some of you guys up to snuff that may not have been aware. I'm going to synopsize it though. So, okay, I'm Freedom, and I'm like a 60-year-old black chick that grew up in the Bay Area. I'm a Berkeley girl. I'm kind of a hippie kind of chick. Blah, blah, blah. And did I say I was 60? Yeah. So like about 3 years ago or so, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And, I had not done any of the things that my doctor had actually kind of ordered that I do, colonoscopy, mammogram. Yeah, I just didn't. And I don't have any reasoning or excuse just other than not wanting to be bothered with it, I guess. But I learned that, I should have. And so by the time, you know, I guess what they could have caught a few years ago was discovered. It was pretty far gone. And it was pretty grim in one respect, in that, we can't talk to you about nothing but really chemotherapy or radiation or something at this point to try and sustain your life. But it's so far gone now. The likelihood that we'll be able to, like, cure you is just nil, you know? And I was like, oh, okay. But no, it was pretty frightening. It's still pretty frightening, but not as much as it was. So I have stage 4 cancer. I am in what is known as palliative care. That means that all the treatments that I receive are for the purpose of maintaining my comfort, attempting to sustain the life force that I have, and, with any luck, prevent the cancer from further metastasis and ultimately, you know, death, I guess. It is the step up from hospice, but I mean, it's a whole lot of things, in that step. Like hospice is when there's nothing they can do but keep you out of pain. And so that's where they put you until it's over. Palliative, we're not going to save you, but, we can try and keep you comfortable, what you need. Basically like that. As long as they can continue billing the insurance company, I don't know, anyway. I believe in a higher power, so I believe in the possibility of living, and the probability, really, of living far longer than is estimated or averaged out in the medical field because of my spiritual faith. Anyhow, so a lot of things happen, blah, 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 blah. I'm in chemotherapy. I go every week. It's no fun. Sometimes just when you get to where you think, oh, this is going to be all right. And I'm going to be okay, and, blah, blah, I'm going to feel all right, and so forth and so on. It kicks back, but it's never like, not for me anyway, some permanent, ongoing, debilitating, I wish I was dead because of the chemo. I'm usually wishing I was dead because of some other reason, but it is what it is, and it's not fun, but it doesn't rule my life. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, it's just like it's like when you're in school and you got to take an extra class and you just got to add something on to the rest. And it's like, because I figure, as long as I'm able to, like, do stuff, and I can't always do everything I want to do all the time, but eventually I will be able to, and I can, and whatever, and, trouble don't last always. You're not sick all the time. And there's always something to do. And, I want to be of some help, some assistance to someone, some way. Lots of ways. I mean, I like that. That's a groovy kind of thing. To be able to, like, say, yeah, and assist somebody with, something. And the first thing I want to do is let people know that, yeah, man, go get the cancer screenings when they tell you. I think it's like right around 50. So if they tell you go get a colonoscopy, go do it. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad. You be kind of like in a twilight sleep. You have no idea what's going on. I mean, you do. You don't be all the way out, but you don't feel anything. You're not aware of, unless you're looking at the screen while they're doing it, but you're just like, you're just out, sort of. So do it. And right about now in time, it's easy to figure out. I mean, if you follow up behind the doctors and they say, okay, well, we did this and this is what you have, say, okay, I want to find out, I want to know. And look at it and read the reports and find out. And then you don't have to worry about, a doctor. I mean, there's like so much wrong with us, they don't have to make up stuff. And even if they do, go behind them. Find out what they know. It's very easy to know the same things that the doctors know. It is very easy. All you have to do is acquire the information and the knowledge. That is how easy it is to know what the doctors know. If you fear that you won't be able to understand, that's what dictionaries and things are for. Medical dictionaries, if it's like a big old medical word, you're like, what the heck is that? Look it up. It's so easy. It is so easy. I mean, it doesn't even take like kindergarten science, let alone rocket science. But I would advise that you do that. And if everything shows up and comes back clear, change your lifestyle. If you eat bad, eat better. If you don't exercise, start exercising. Learn about the nutrients in different forms, different foods, and what different things do, and what you should eat and what you should not eat, and what this doesn't. I mean, do it. Chances are it'll make a difference. If it doesn't, then nothing was ever going to make a difference anyway, and so what? You ate better, you look better, what? That's what as a person that's now 60 years old, my quality of life is still pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it would be a lot different at 60. I did. I thought, well, I know I'm old, but I thought I'd be like old lady old. Am I old lady old? Maybe I am. Who knows? I don't know. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? And I like it, and I'm happy that I made it, and I'm happy that I've been given an opportunity to live. Even with this illness, and I'm really glad that I was given an opportunity to have faith that will supersede and override, everything. Because the way that I see it, it's like, okay, so my belief system is that, I believe in a higher power. For me, it's Yahweh, the one God. I'm monotheistic, but I'm be judging. I got not enough time to concern myself with other people's choices once they've been given the truth. I mean, once you've been given the truth, or but you accepted the truth or whatever, it's just your choice whether or not to believe it. But my belief system is such that there is a higher power. And for me, it's Yahweh, and it's a real, a spirit, the spiritual force, the creator of all things, omni everything, can see all everywhere, knows everything, can hear all our thoughts at one time. Yes, it sounds like science fiction, but what kind of God would it be if it wasn't? I mean, come on. If I'm gonna have a God, I need him to be like supersonic, omni everything I'm not. So for me it works. And not only does it work as what some people might consider a cushion, or there's some other term used to define when people just choose to believe stuff. But I guess if you want to use something scientific, you take this mind over matter thing, and whatever. But it's been proven. I mean, what I believe is not just something I believe and hope in. It's not like, I mean, it's not like I hope I mean, how long? If something don't happen after a while, you be like, okay, I ain't hoping in that anymore. So, for me, there has been evidence. Call it what you like. Call it self-manufactured, whatever. But it works for me, and I believe in the power of God, and for me, the path I choose, the one that I believe is the only way. But that's for me. I mean, it is the only way for me. It's through the teachings of Yeshua, and that is my faith. And I ain't trying to push it on nobody. And I mean, if you have questions, I'll answer them. If I don't know, I'm gonna say I don't know because there's a lot that I don't know. I mean, it's all faith. It's not. I mean, if I could prove it all with this Encyclopedia Britannica, why would I even need it? I just. I mean, I like the idea that everything isn't uniform and regular and normal and explainable. I like that. I like the idea that, things happen that cannot be commonly explained, but pretty much everything can be mathematically explained. And so for me, science and belief in a creator and a higher power go hand in hand because mathematics is the evidence of intelligent thought and design. I mean, everything can basically be explained through some sort of mathematical formula or some kind of pattern or come on, man. There is like no way that it all just kind of happened. I mean, it did, but something made it happen. That works for me. Okay, so having said all that, cancer is bad. You should get tested, screened, eat right, eat better, exercise, supplement your nutrition, pray, and be kind because I believe that a lot of the things that I suffer are just a result of my own bad behavior, not necessarily acts like things like how I eat or what drugs I use or whatever, but how I treat my fellow man. I mean, if you're stirring up darkness and evil and wickedness and negativity, I just got like a little shudder thinking about it because I have done it. I mean, you know what? I am not proud. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Every time I have this thought, I think of a song by Danny Bell Hall that she recorded live in Sweden. Um, anyway, I'm not proud. No, I'm not like, honey, and I did, like, oh, I can't believe I did that, I was taught right from wrong. I was taught how to treat people. And I was taught good from bad. But I haven't always done it right. In fact, I have quite frequently done it wrong, knowing I was doing it wrong. And I'm grateful to have been given these 60 years and this opportunity to come to a point where I can be real, with myself. And I mean, when you're me, all of your life, somebody can tell you what's wrong with you. And somebody has been telling you what's wrong with you, you know. Sometimes, a lot of times they're right, I guess, but sometimes they be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what's wrong with me. But there's a song by Helen Reddy called Angie Baby. And I love that song from the moment that I heard it. And my favorite line is, it's so nice to be insane. No one asks you to explain. Radio by your side, Angie baby. Anyhow, yeah, I want to speak for people that I haven't really heard speaking a lot in my life. And, at some point during the generation in which I was the formative years, I guess they call them, things were a little different. A lot of things were different. And there were things that you weren't supposed to talk about. There were things that you certainly were not supposed to admit to. But I'm also a part of that generation where a lot of those things began to change, and people that were my age during that time got exposed to a lot of really cool stuff, and it helped us transition into where we are now. That's why we're so freaking cool, man. But anyway, you know what? I grew up feeling like the most unremarkable thing on the planet. Well, yeah, probably the most. Probably. If not the, it's like surely there's got to be a few million of us. Unremarkable individuals, right? So, I grew up feeling, and it wasn't bad. It was like it just was what it was. I mean, I didn't feel, I wasn't I wasn't made to, I was made to feel like, so what? It didn't matter if people thought I was less than. It didn't even matter if I was less than. That I didn't have to stay that way and that I could be, I could always change my circumstances. And so I grew up with that as the ultimate, the ultimate lesson is that you can change your circumstances. You may not always be able to change certain particulars. Like, say, for an example, and this is going to sound crude, but I just want to make this clear. Say, for an example, you're a person and, I don't know, say you lost your legs in a train accident and now you can't walk. Well, down the line, they could give you prosthetics and what have you, and you could walk. But before we get to that point, so now, here you are. You don't have legs, so you don't have what naturally comes with people in order for them to walk. And you're sitting in the house, and you're tired of sitting in the house, and you want to go outside, and yeah. So you cannot change the fact that you don't have legs. I mean, there's not really nothing you can do about that. Not at this point. Anyway, I don't know of any limb transplants that have been successful, but I'm sure they're coming. So you cannot change the fact that you don't have legs, but you can change the fact that you're stuck in the house because there are a plethora of ways. Whoa. Did y'all see that? Man, there are lots of ways in which one can, wow. Oh, okay. There are lots of ways in which one can become mobile, even though one doesn't have legs. And so you don't have to fill in all the sauce. I'm sure you guys can savvy that. So I was taught you're only bound to what you agree to be, what you choose to be. But it was interesting nonetheless. And so the good thing is that certain things run in my family. So when you display it and demonstrate it, it's not like it's a big surprise to everybody. Everybody know you crazy. It's like your great grandma down the line on Freeway side. She was crazy as a Betsy bug. She sure could figure it out. She knew that geometry. She was smart. What would a man give in exchange for their intellectual IQ? would probably lend out my intellect to be able to eat cheesecake and whatever I wanted for like a really long time. Not forever, but like for say a month until I got sick of it and never gain a pound. So yeah, I would trade my IQ for 30 days, for 30 days worth of eating whatever I want and keeping a Beyonce body. That's easy. We don't even have to talk about money. I'll gladly be quiet and act like I don't know nothing if I can go shopping. So, yeah, I don't know. But I like having it. It's handy. Anyway, I just digress so much. But what I'm trying to say is do what the doctor says, take care of yourself, look after yourself. So hopefully you don't get like find out you got stage 4 cancer and think you're gonna die and have to have chemotherapy, and be sick and all of that stuff and blah 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 blah, and even have to talk about it. So do that. Beyond that, at some point I am going to be more focused on the whole cancer thing because there are a lot of things to know. Yeah, I don't mean to make light of it. It's not a non-serious topic. It is, and there are a lot of people. Excuse me. There are a lot of people that I encounter that are not as well informed about what's going on in their lives as far as the cancer goes as it seems one should be, and certainly as one could be. So, at some point down the line, I would like to open an opportunity if you have questions, if there's, something you don't understand, if there's something you want explained about cancer that you don't, because I've, for like the last 3 years, just sat up sometime night after night after night after night after night and just continuously forced information, not even forced, just absorbed information about cancer into my brain, and always looking at new stuff and what have you. Okay, we got to do something about this. All right, so where is it? Demon fly. Anyway, so yeah, that is going to also be a part of what I do, and fashion tips, makeup and fashion tips for the mature black female. Not necessarily limited to the mature black female, but definitely being that I am a mature black female, kind of geared, more along towards that. And let's see what else. The one thing that I am going to consciously avoid and concertedly avoid is questions about love and romance. We can go look on Facebook together about that, because I don't know. I don't know anything about love and romance. All I know is what I've lived and what I've experienced. But I mean, there's so many different kind of people and personalities and matches and mismatches and I don't know. I know about my own experiences, and I do know a little bit about personality traits and characters, but that's just the result of going to school and taking certain courses and choosing to believe certain things and watching patterns and behavior. That's pretty much how you figure out anything, is to watch the patterns and behavior. However, we ain't gonna talk about it. Everybody got to live their own experience, and that's that. But everything else, I don't mind talking about guys because I like guys, but I'm not here to bash them or badmouth them. I like men. I absolutely adore them. And even the ones that get on my nerves, I kind of love for them to get on my nerves. you know. But I hate it when when I'm made to feel a way that I've most recently been made to feel. But what happened is, God didn't let me live there long. He only let me live there as long as I wanted to live there. And he was like, okay, is you ready to get up now? I was like, yes, I'm done. You know, it's easy to be done with a dude. Being done with a boyfriend or a husband or something like that is no problemo. Being done with a friend, a loved one, for real from your heart, that shit rough. But whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, I want to talk about a lot of things. I want to talk about, what it's like to be the person that whoever you maybe are. Again, I do want to focus on things that pertain a little bit to definitely older females without partiality to race, and obviously those things that are partial to ethnicity. Beauty, even if your beauty is no beauty, because I see so many people that are beautiful and they don't have on like no makeup, no eyelashes. I will grant you this. They usually have some kind of different kind of exotic look, though. Like albinism. I've just been, it's like, people with vitiligo, just people that look different. You know how they put those people on Facebook and they just like, look, I mean, the rest of us that are just kind of ordinary, we can become stunningly stunning with makeup and tricks and cosmetic surgery and stuff like that. But I love it when I see somebody that has a natural, different kind of look. Anyway, but we're all beautiful in our own way. And sometimes people are so weird and off the wall looking. That's like what makes them appealing, unless they're scary. I am not trying to be funny. I'm going to tell you guys a little something, an experience that I had as a kid growing up. And I'm going to let you go. And there may be people that grew up around the same place and time that I did that may have had this experience. But I grew up in Berkeley, and when I got to be, old enough, well, when I was a kid, it seemed like we were always kind of old enough to wander around the city.